Good morning. Welcome to the 2021 Traffic 21, Mobility 21 Deployment Partner Consortium Symposium. Today, the November the 4th. We would like to welcome all of you to this event. Next slide. My name is Raj Kumar. I direct Mobility 21, the US DOT-sponsored National University Transportation Center on Mobility. Before we go through the slide deck, let's have the core team running the show today introduce themselves. We'll start with Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris Hendrickson. I'm a longstanding faculty member at Carnegie Mellon University. And right now I'm the faculty director of the Traffic 21 Institute, which is kind of the umbrella institute that continues for transportation, education, and research at Carnegie Mellon. And I work with Raj on Mobility 21 as a researcher.
Stan.
Hi, Stan Caldwell, Executive Director of the Traffic 21 Institute and Mobility 21 UTC. Welcome, everyone.
Lisa Kay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa K. Schweier. I'm the program manager here for Traffic 21 and Mobility 21. Welcome.
Joy.
Hi, my name is Joy Mann. I am the Senior Administrative Coordinator for Traffic 21 and Mobility 21.
Thank you, Joy. On the slide, you see a list of consortium members. The list spans 2 slides, if you will, in very fine print. Joy, you can go to the next slide. So in total, we actually have more than 180 members of the consortium. We'll talk about that towards the end of this presentation. So let's lay the stage, if you will. You just met the team that is responsible for all the activities that we're going to be discussing today. The Mobility 21 National University Transportation Center that I direct, and Stan is the executive director there. So we are designated to be a national UTC. We are one of 7 such national centers, and only one of 2 national centers on mobility, the newest mission that the US Department of Transportation currently has. Our funding was awarded in 2016 and was originally scheduled to end in 2022, but thanks to continuing resolution, that funding has been extended for 1 more year. So now the designation will continue until 2023. The team that is really Mobility 21 consists of Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are the lead, and we are joined by our partners, University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio, and the Community College of Allegheny County, also in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we have expanded our test beds for various activities throughout communities in the region and beyond. On the left, you see a diagram that kind of lists our core activities in different areas, and we'll come to that very shortly as well. Continue, Joy. Our core mission, keep going, is to research, develop, and deploy innovative technologies, policies, and partnerships for the safe and efficient movement of people and goods. As the National Center for Mobility, sponsored by the US DOT, right? Our objective, our goal is to make sure that we move both people and goods safely and efficiently, these being kind of the core kernels of the economy, particularly on the transportation side, right? And as universities and education institutions, the team is looking to innovate on the technology front, experiment with new policies. We need to work with agencies out there, of course, to make that happen. And then forging partnerships is a key element of what we do. So that's the objective of today's discussion. And then going back to the top, what we like to refer to as R&D, the idea is to innovate, mature, and deploy whatever we come up with. So our deployment partners are a very key ingredient in the recipe of how we operate. We really want to work with you, our partners, to make sure that we actually change things on the ground, have an impact on society, and then, of course, from a partner standpoint, generate revenue streams by enabling you to deploy your products and services. Next. Want to express a special thanks to all our sponsors. We are, of course, sponsored by the University of the U.S. Department of Transportation under the UTC program. And then we have received support over the years from foundations, the Hillman Foundation, the Heinz Foundation, R.K. Mellon Foundation, and the Benedum Foundation. And we work very closely with PennDOT. We have worked with the GM for a long time, Pitt, Ohio, the trucking company, the U.S. Department of Energy, robotics. So this list includes both past and current sponsors. So we'd like to thank all of them for their very generous support over the years. Next. So today's agenda, over the next 20-25 minutes or so, I'll summarize the activities of these 21s at CMU and with our partners. Then at 10:30 and at 1:30, we'll actually have two panels. The first panel is on equity and justice in the domain of mobility. That will be moderated by Stan Caldwell, who you met just recently. The second panel will be moderated by Professor Chris Hendrickson, who also introduced himself. And then just before noon, we have the honor of hosting a keynote speaker. That will be Secretary Yasmin Gramian, who is the Secretary of Transportation at PennDOT. At 12:30, we'll actually have a research and education showcase, a quick run of videos of different projects so that you have a feel for the type of work that actually happens on the innovation front at CMU and our partners. We hope to adjourn around 2:45. Hopefully, we do not run too much beyond that. So that's kind of the scope of what's going to happen today. Next slide. So in terms of our technical activities, those are summarized in this slide. Our RD&D thrust fall into these 6 categories: moving people and goods, the core mission of the UTC; connected automated vehicles, in which we have had a long-standing legacy at CMU and at UPenn. We look at the safety of vulnerable road users. How do we assist the disadvantaged, the differently abled people to also go from point A to point B safely? We'll look at infrastructure support to make traffic flow smoothly. We'll also look at the policy and regulations front. Next. In the category of moving people and goods, are the list of projects being listed in the next few slides are the projects that are funded in the current calendar year that are ongoing. So we have a community-driven integrated mobility services effort led by Professor Patrick Carrington in the Human Computer Integrated Institute. We have Stan Caldwell looking at how to inform federal, state, regional, and local policies to make sure that people and goods flow smoothly. And that's phase number 4. Stan is based in the Heinz College at CMU. Professor Pingbo Tang looks at how to safely inspect commercial trucks and trailers very efficiently on a regular basis. So it gives you a sense for a couple of things. We look at a breadth of activities from faculty across many different colleges at CMU. Next. Assisting the disadvantaged, Professor Catherine Flanagan in civil engineering looks at making access and usage of parks, smart and equitable community parks. Professor Peter Zhang looks at last mile transportation in disadvantaged neighborhoods where access to even grocery stores may be difficult, so transportation is essential. So how do we make them accessible to people living in these neighborhoods? Next. We have a lot of work going on in connected autonomous vehicles. We like to think that CMU is the birthplace of this technology dating back to 1983-84. So lots of work continues to happen in the domain. Professor Christoph Mertz looks at having public transit buses utilize edge computing. You'll likely hear from him later on early afternoon. Professor Destiny Knock looking at autonomous food delivery, which has become a key ingredient during the pandemic. We'll talk about that later as well. Professor John Peha looking at the policy issue of how to share the literally scarce spectrum, wireless spectrum for use by connected vehicles. I myself work on CAV significantly. I've been doing this for a long time. Next slide. On the infrastructure side, many projects going on. Professor Sean Chien looking at ramp metering. Professor Ding Zhao looking at making sidewalks safe and sustainable. Professor Yang Kai looking at cutting edge traffic management centers with augmented reality. And Professor Sean Chien again looking at dynamic tolling for making flows smoother in regional traffic networks when traffic can become congested. Next. On the policy and regulations front, just this year, Professor Corey Harper, proud to have him on board, is an alumnus of CMU as well, right now a faculty member, looking at regulatory structures for sharing automated vehicle services. So just gives you a feel for the project that we currently have ongoing. Every year, we actually have may have a new portfolio of projects where some projects come in and some new projects come in and some older projects continue. So we have a mixed portfolio. Next slide. To say a few words about our partners, we at CMU have been working with University of Pennsylvania for a long time. The director at Penn for the UTC is Professor Rahul Mangaram at the bottom there. The other faculty members involved at Penn are Professor Eric Guerra, Professor Megan Ryerson, and Professor Helen Loeb. Just a few highlights among the many things that actually happen at Penn. At the top, you have Penn researchers successfully hosted a virtual autonomous racing competition at Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland. This is part of a long-standing, very highly visible, high-profile program run by Professor Rahul Mangaram, where it's called the F1 10th Autonomous Racing Competition, where 1/10 scale models of cars basically race against each other in racetracks within a building. And there's been a very successful program with tens of teams around the world participating. And they actually had to conduct that virtually thanks to the pandemic recently. And then students, Kennedy and Park, even published an op-ed in the Philadelphia Inquirer on Philly transportation. That gives you a sense that students from our UTC go a very long distance as well, no pun intended. Professor Eric Guerra, as an example, published a report on how low-income commuters get to work and then do a comparison of that modality in the US and then Mexican cities. And that got published in this high-profile journal called Urban Studies. And Professor Megan Ryerson, with our student Camille Bogan, they are working to make transportation equitable to all. And if you participated in the symposium last year, you heard that a core theme of the UTC going forward has been equitable transportation to all. Next. At the Ohio State University, the key faculty members involved are Professor Umit Osguner, who directs their activities there, and Professor Keith Redmill. Umit, for example, hosted recently a workshop on pedestrians on the roadway, how autonomous vehicles encounter and deal with pedestrians on a safe basis. So that was the theme of the workshop. Professor Keith Redmill just recently received the OSU College of Engineering Lumley Research Award for his excellent work on intelligent transportation systems, autonomous vehicles, and mobile robots. So the good work gets recognized. And then glad to report that as part of the Department of Energy Next Car program, OSU received $5 million from ARPA-E, the Advanced Research Project Agency counterpart of the Department of Energy. And this project was to optimize fuel economy in cabs. And of course, this is a big team that is led by OSU. Next. And the Community College of Allegheny County, this partnership is about bringing in the workforce into all our activities, how we can enhance workforce development, train the next generation, the labor force, and then the technical workforce required to keep services happening so that not everybody needs to become experts. So these experts get trained and can make the changes that are required. So CCAC has educated over 300 secondary and post-secondary students in the domain of intelligent transportation systems and advanced driver assist systems features that are commonly found in the cars that you buy today. They have outreached to local high school career and technology centers. They have held in-person events on natural gas technology subsystem that can be used in a Ford Super Duty pickup. So the gas engine gets replaced with a natural gas engine, if you will. So they've had that event too. They also have met at the Steel Center for Career and Technical Education to discuss ITS and ADAS. They have also hosted 75 people at their annual Odyssey Day with the Pittsburgh region Clean Cities to promote alternate fuel options as well. Right? So bringing the workforce up to speed on emerging technologies, and meanwhile trying to move all of us towards green options in fuel. Next. So besides the research projects that you saw earlier in multiple buckets, last year we launched a new program that we call Big Idea Project. So the solicitation really literally said, what's the big idea? Multiple proposals came in, and 3 of these projects were funded. These are projects that are funded at a higher scale and involve multiple faculty. So here are the 3 projects that were chosen over the past year. They're ongoing. One is led by Professor Stephen Smith in robotics at CMU. This project looks at enabling the safe mobility for disabled pedestrians at signalized intersections. Professor Steve has been looking at making traffic flow smoothly at intersections, but we cannot have traffic move safely and efficiently at high throughputs without enabling our pedestrians, particularly disabled pedestrians, to go through that intersection safely as well. So that is ongoing. The other project, big project, is Professor Jeremy Michalak at Engineering and Public Policy, working on ride-hailing services, having equity under normal and rare conditions, looking at emissions. The third project is led by Professor Carly Jo Wong, evaluating resilience in mixed autonomy transportation systems, working with the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission and a local organization called Drive Sally. They are formulating how failures can cascade in transportation networks. Of course, the intent is to basically detect those failures before they cascade and addressing them. Next slide. Let me connect my power source to the laptop. Thank you. So the other program that we have is what we call the Smart Mobility Challenge. The projects that we discussed so far are run by faculty members at the various universities, right? And so they're basically looking at cutting edge innovations, if you will. Right? And as I said earlier, our core operating paradigm is of research, development, and deploy. So we really want to solve real world problems, and we do that with the Smart Mobility Challenge, where we actually invite proposals from municipalities in the region, and so that they present, these are the traffic related problems that we have, and how can we deploy advanced technologies or innovations in policy to basically address the problems that they have to encounter on a day-to-day basis. So the proposal received, 3 proposals got funded this year, one from the city of Monessen to apply computer vision to enhance their mobility, equity, and safety challenges that they face in their township. The Shaler Township project is applying computer vision and data analytics towards satisfying the objectives of their Better Boulevard initiative that they've been undertaking for quite some time now. So it's contributing expertise to that project. The Heritage Community Transportation, which is a program of an entity called Heritage Community Initiatives, looking at the impact of COVID-19 and how to recommend rider-focused service enhancements in the presence of the pandemic. Right? So that's another set of activities. Next slide. I want to highlight one specific program which I think is both timely and essential. This project is also run by Professor Steve Smith, who I mentioned before. This project is looking to deliver food to needy communities, families, and kids. As the pandemic hit, schools could not meet in person, and turned out that with the school food programs, many needy families or needy kids would get their only complete meal of the day at school. With schools closed, they're not getting that, even that one complete meal of the day, right? So of course, very, very difficult to go through. And so this program is helping to coordinate volunteers who can go to a food source, pick up food packets, and deliver it to areas where families and kids can pick them up, and therefore they at least have food for the day. So the closure of schools is no longer playing that big a role. So we're glad to have been part of this role, and we'd like to thank Professor Steve Smith working with 412 Food Rescue to make this important task happen. Thank you. Next slide. In other news items, I'm proud to report that a former faculty member at CMU and a member of our UTC project portfolio, Professor Dr. Robert Hampshire, was appointed as the US DOT Chief Scientist and the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Research and Technology at the US DOT. And this is a position that needs to be confirmed by the US Senate, and happily that happened as well. Next, the other way we actually do technology transfer from the campus to the real world is through spin-offs. Happy to report that Professor Sean Chien, who I mentioned a couple of times before, has spun off the company TrafficCure. And Traffic 21 has also partnered with the Metro 21 Smart Cities Institute at CMU on a new seminar series called Justice in Technology, how to apply technology in an fair and equitable way. And the first panel today after my presentation would be actually a continuation of that series with the third seminar happening. Last but not the least, this guy named Raj provided testimony at the US House Committee on Energy and Commerce, looking at the promises and perils, the potential of autonomous vehicle technologies. Next. We spend a lot of effort on education and workforce development. I mentioned Community College of Allegheny County. We also get students very actively involved in our RD&D activities. We engage K-12 students. We offer courses and scholarships. Next. We, of course, so this symposium is a concrete mechanism by which we collaborate with you, our deployment partners. I earlier showed the list of 180 partners, if you will. So you, our deployment partners, are the outlets through which we can deploy the good ideas that we have. And of course, based on your needs, our innovations may or may not exactly fit the need, if you will. So working with you, we can modify the problems that we are looking at. We can define new problems, and we can amend, modify, refine the ideas that we have. So working with you is the key to our success. So please keep engaging with us. Next. In terms of tech transfer to the broader community, both nationally and internationally, Stan Calwell actually sends out a newsletter on time every Thursday at noons, where he basically lists a set of very important developments over the week in the domain of transportation. We also conduct an annual National Mobility Summit in DC. I talked about the Smart Mobility Connection competition with local townships participating. We run a sequence of webinars. Please enroll if you have not already. Of course, we publish both in research conferences on public media outlets and such. We make conference presentations of various kinds. I mentioned spin-off companies earlier too. Next. This year, just in 2021, we actually launched a new arm of education as well. There was a new executive education course that was actually taught and led by Professor Stan Calwell. The name of the program is Managing Artificial Intelligence in Transportation. AI is making significant inroads in all aspects of human activity. And then therefore, transportation officials and various agencies around the world need to understand how AI can help in managing, enhancing their transportation needs. So this course actually ended successfully this past year. And next year, actually, we'll have a repeat of the course because of the success of the program in 2021. Next slide. So the next version of this program, of the course, will happen the week of the May 2nd. So if you do have colleagues or you yourself are interested, so keep in touch. You can enlist in the program, or you can actually let know of other entities which might benefit from this. Could be from the government side, from the private sector side, or from nonprofits and such. All of you could benefit from this. It's a very detailed, deep dive into how AI can apply to transportation, and you literally hear from the best and the brightest in this particular space. Next. Just to give you a quick update on how federal legislation could impact the UTC. As we all know, the infrastructure bill and the Build Back Better bills are being debated on Capitol Hill, but we do expect that the transportation bill will be reauthorized. As part of that reauthorization, there will be a new competition for university transportation centers. So the current UTC awards will come to an end, I guess, as I said before, wrap up in 2023. But a new competition will be announced, we expect, in early 2022, with proposals due by the end of 2022, and maybe the award winners being selected in early 23, right? Of course, our team will respond to this solicitation, and we would love to keep the partners engaged. I think the reason that we've been successful in the past is because of the relationship that we have with consortium partners like yourself, and we would like to basically work with you, get letters of support, understand your priorities and needs, so that we can incorporate them into the proposal, and therefore we can hopefully be successful again and continue to work very closely with you. Next. I think that I was getting towards the end of it. I guess I did want to make one comment towards the end. So now let's, thank you. So go back to the list of consortium members that I showed earlier, very early on. 180 members that we currently have, and that number has been going up steadily every year, right? So that to me says a couple of things. That is an enormous interest and need for solving problems related to mobility, moving people and goods, right? There's an enormous need out there, right? And number two, and then people are looking for solutions so that they can deploy and change the state of the world for the better, right? So we have a need, we have organizations that can put these solutions into place, and we have universities like CMU, Penn, and OSU who can come up with these ideas. So there's clearly a match, an alignment of demand and supply, if you will. So please engage with us actively, right? Let's define some problems together. We can go find funding sources of many kinds at the federal level, the state level, the local level, with foundations and the like. Let's make things happen. Let's solve problems. Let's make a difference. So I would love to basically have you all engage, touch base with any of us. A slide that was skipped was that be in touch with myself, Raj Kumar, Stan Caldwell, Lisa K. Schweier, and Chris Hendrickson. We'll be happy to basically have a constructive dialogue with you on an ongoing basis, and therefore we can come up with good solutions. So with that request for you to be in touch, let me hand over the baton to Stan Caldwell,